Well, welcome everybody to episode 61 of Gamestack. I'm Rick McVick, and with us tonight, as always, is Shalene
Hey guys.
and Vendatron.
Welcome, sir or madam.
I am not used to doing Gamestack at all. I forgot to say the title of it. It's I Feel Fine.
Episode
anyway.
61. I feel fine. I'm fine. It's fine.
This is
We're fine. This is fine.
How are you two doing today?
Well, I feel like I'm not the only robot on the podcast.
Am I all scraggly again?
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
You sound like you swallowed a motherboard.
Welcome to the show.
I'm doing pretty good. I made it through the week. The week has been a little bit crazy. I've got a lot of work ahead of me this weekend, but here we are. Job well done.
Good. And
how are you doing, Shalene?
I'm doing. It's been a week. And
a whole week?
gosh, I mean, it's been an entire week, 7 days. I had to venture out for supplies today. Yeah, it was like, I don't know. It was a thing.
It was a thing?
But
Thing that happened?
I'm home now.
Well, that's
with
good.
You guys, and I feel fine.
Oh, sorry about that.
Well, good. Sometimes it's just Zoom and sometimes it's not actually going through live. So if one of you two wants to pop on the live stream and see if it's coming through all craggly on the live stream, that'd be great. Anyway,
yep, that would be affirmative.
It's coming all craggly on the live stream too?
No, actually it's good. It's good.
Oh,
wonderful.
Cool. So we're the only ones who have to suffer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I can talk now. Vendor, let's just get everything out of the way right now. What is your 60-second COVID update? Go.
Oh, COVID-19. Well, the situation is serious. It still is serious. It always was serious. Yeah, we're over 500,000 cases now worldwide, which is not an accurate representation of the number of cases worldwide because, as you know, COVID-19 has a very long incubation period, which means that people can carry the virus and not show any symptoms for at least 2 to up to 14 days without showing any symptoms. Yeah, so that's pretty concerning. And the virus has an R naught of around 2.5 to 3, which means that take that 0.5 million and times it by 3. So we are easily over 1 million cases, but we are only detecting 500,000 right now.
And that's why we should
stay at home. Everyone, if you can stay at home and work remotely, do so. Have enough groceries for at least 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even a month, and just plan to not leave your house. That is the best thing. That is the best thing. And I realize, that there's a lot of people in the working population that can't do that. They can't work remotely. Not all heroes wear capes. We have people even in our own community that have to work at the grocery store and work at the warehouses, the Amazon warehouses and things like that. And there's no real way to get around it. So if you can't stay home and work remotely, what you can do is disinfect your home regularly, wash your hands all the time. You can make a simple 10% bleach solution, 10 mils of bleach in 90 mils of water. Put that into a spray bottle. If it's 500 mils, then it'll be 50 mils in 450 mils of water. Put that in a spray bottle and just spray your doorknobs, your door handles, your railings, the bottoms of your shoes when you come in the house. Spray your groceries in, light switches. Maybe not electronics, because that would be a bad thing. Just spray it on a clean paper towel and wipe things down, like your remotes and your phones and things like that. But that's a good way to disinfect if you are in an area where you cannot get any Lysol wipes or any sort of disinfectants. Bleach will do just fine.
There was nothing at the store today, man. Nothing.
Yeah. Bleach is what we use in the lab. It's what we use. We don't use Lysol wipes. We don't use, Lysol spray.
There was no disinfectant of any kind at the store today. Not of any kind.
Yeah.
No paper goods.
Nope.
So,
No.
so the last thing that I want to say about it, just very quickly, is we should act serious about it, but we shouldn't panic, because that
Correct.
leads to empty store shelves, which takes away the opportunity for other people to protect their families. And like Shalene, who can't get any Lysol wipes because there's nothing at her store because everybody bought it. So buy only what you need.
Yep.
Only what you need. Don't
Awesome.
stockpile. So yeah,
awesome.
that's the update.
Wonderful. And there's a very good way that you folks at home can help contribute to the battling of COVID-19 by sharing vendors' information, by sharing this show on your social media channels. You can host us on Twitch. You can tell all your friends about us, where you can find top-of-the-line information not only on video games and gaming stocks, but also COVID-19. We're multifaceted here. At We Just Love Games. Is there anything else that you guys want to mention?
I love your fan. I love your fan.
Thank you. It's my biggest fan.
It didn't go thwop. There you go.
Thwop.
Let me get a nice solid.
All right.
There you go. Okay.
What if it would have just ripped? Like.
I did that with the other one.
Oh, that's right.
Is that one of the ones that you got at E3?
Yeah, this was the E3 one, the reversible E3 one. It's white and black on this side and colorful on this side.
Yeah. I do have something to say, though. So I spontaneously, with your guys' blessing, have started a charity. It's like just happened. So I'm sitting at home, right? And I'm working away and I'm like, man, I really wish that I could help in some way. Because I'm in public health. This is my jam. It's everything that I've worked and trained for my whole life. I've been
waiting for all my
life. They're like, we need you to work remotely. So I don't know what to do. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to start a charity. Bam. I'm going to make money by streaming for putting PPE, personal protective equipment, onto frontline healthcare workers that are dealing with COVID-19. And
give us some examples of PPE for those of us who are laymen.
Yeah. So when a nurse or a doctor or any other healthcare professional arrives on site for their work shift, this is what they have to put on. They have to put a hairnet, and that's about 10 cents. They have to put safety glasses, which is about $3. They have to put a face mask, which is anywhere from $1 to $2 or less. They have to put a face shield sometimes. They have to put a isolation gown, which is about $10. Nitrile gloves, and those are frequent. They have to use a lot of those. Those are about 10 cents each for the pair. Scrubs, and then also covers for their shoes, booty covers. And the whole ensemble for a single shift is like $20. And we don't have enough of that around the world for these people who are fighting this virus and trying to treat patients and save lives. So my point is that I'm raising money to put masks and gloves on our healthcare workers. And you can do that just by going right below in our Twitch page here and clicking on the COVID-19 donation link. It is a Tiltify. Your donations go directly to Direct Relief, which is an organization that is working to raise funds for COVID-19 response across the world, not just in the US, but everywhere. So, yeah.
And to be clear, you do not have to be watching the show live to donate.
Not at all. Yeah.
If you hear this 2 weeks from now on the audio version, when you get around to listening, that link is still going to be there, and they're still going to need those donations.
Yes. And this isn't just going to be a 24-hour live stream that we're going to try and concentrate and get donations from everybody. This is going to be an ongoing effort that I'm committing to for the foreseeable future. It could be 6 months, it could be a year, I don't even know, but I'm going to be streaming constantly and trying to bring in money for that, because at least in my province right now, we have enough supplies, but I don't know what it's going to be like a month from now. So, and you can also participate too. If you can't donate, but you are a streamer and you're interested in participating, send me a personal message on Discord or Twitter or Twitch, and I can get you set up in promoting this on your own stream with alerts and all the stuff. It's all set up. So, yeah.
Cool. Well, very good. Very, very good. While you're on a roll there, Vendor, do you want to take the Discord shout-outs. We've had quite a few this week.
Mm-hmm.
Sip, sip, sip.
Well, we want to welcome Will D. Will D, welcome to the Discord. The Black Abbot, that other guy. No, that's literally his name, that other guy. Chicky, as in...
Is that Chicky cosplay?
Yes, it is.
Nice.
Yeah. And Dortier. BuddyBot82, which we were like, watching you. Overseer Sixer, Vault 6, and Captain Cope.
Cool.
Welcome to the Discord, or the chat after dark, as Rick likes to call it.
Mm-hmm.
If you would like to access the Discord and you're watching live right now, just scroll down right below. There's a Discord link, which is also next to the donation link. And you can access the Discord and come and hang out with us and chat with us.
Yeah.
So
we did not get any 5-star reviews on iTunes this week, sadly. And the way that you can help us out with that, because we love doing it, we'll shout you out at the beginning of the show, which at this rate is 10 minutes in these days. But we'll shout you out at the quasi-beginning of the show if you go to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review with some texty text, and then we'll shout that out on the show. So, tonight's episode, you can expect some news. We've got the newest games for April. Not that we have them, but we are going to be announcing the newest games for April that are coming up. There's not as many as usual. I don't know if it's a COVID thing. Yeah, but I don't know if it's a COVID thing or just a slow month, but there's not as many. We have some free games for PlayStation Now. As of when I wrote the show, Xbox did not announce what they have. Then we have some news items in the week. We have gameplay, which I'm sure is going to consist a lot of Animal Crossing, Hunt for me, and flying and hopefully not crashing planes from Bender. I don't know what he's got in store.
We really should do the whole the whole show should just be gameplay, because we are just stuck in our houses. We have nothing else to do.
True.
This is we're living the dream.
I'm living the dream.
Are you living the dream?
I still work from home, so
I mean, I work from home, but
if your dream is kind of like a quasi Resident Evil, yeah, we're all living it.
I get it. There's people in very dire situations where I'm not discounting that, but
Guys, I have such an urge to replay Dishonored. Like, I can't even tell you. I feel like that makes me an awful person.
It does not.
You're savage.
And so we have gameplay, we have some Gamestock updates, and then after that, I've come up with a segment. Since we'll get to the segment, but we have kind of a cool, unique segment coming up after.
We do.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, let's go ahead and take it off with the news. So on the month that seems to have the least amount of games coming out, we've got plenty of time to play them. Starting with April 2, we've got End Zone, A World Apart. That's Steam Early Access. That's only on PC there. On April 3rd, we've got 2 games coming out. Resident Evil 3's remake, PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4, as well as In Other Waters on PC and the Switch. And by the way, Shalina may or may not have attempted the demo at Resident Evil 3.
How'd it go?
It's a lot more action-packed. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
April 7th, you can expect Disaster Report 4. IRL edition. No, I'm kidding.
AKA the news.
Disaster Report 4. That's on PC, PlayStation 4, and the Switch. On April 10th, the Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm going to have to pick that up for the PlayStation 4 because I was a big fan of Final Fantasy VII. So we'll see how that goes. On April 10th, also, we'll have Someday You'll Return. Or maybe not. That's on PC. April 16th, we've got Hellpoint.
That's got to be like a visual novel, right?
I don't know. Someday You'll
Return.
It sounds like something that would have Jude Law in it. Is Jude Law the right person? Is he the British guy that plays in a lot of chick flicks?
Yeah.
Then,
Jude Law? I love Jude Law.
Maybe it doesn't. Maybe who's the guy that played in Enemy at the Gates?
Jude Law.
Yes, that's who I'm thinking of. It sounds like he'll be in that. Cold Mountain, terrible movie. Anyway,
really?
Hellpoint.
I liked Cold Mountain.
Cold Mountain.
I thought for sure it was going to be like Civil War action. It's just like this drama. It was like The Road, except The Road was just a lot different because I'm like, a post-apocalyptic action, and I bawled my eyes out.
Oh gosh, that movie wrecked me.
Yeah,
It
it
wrecked me.
did.
The grenades. It was beautiful.
That movie was rough. Hellpoint, PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and the Switch on April 16th. This sounds like something Shalene would like. The Flower Collectors on PC on April 21st.
That does sound like something I would like.
Cloud Punk comes out on April 23rd on PC. And then on
That's
April...
the game for people who don't like Final Fantasy VII, right?
Is it?
Cloud? Punk?
I wasn't
tried.
in that.
An effort
I
was
wasn't in
made.
that train of thought. So, yeah, that was a good joke. April 24th, we have Trials of Mana, PC, PlayStation 4, and Switch. I wonder if it's got to do with the Secret of Mana. On April 24th as well, we've got Naruto, Shippuden, Ultimate Ninja Storm
Shippuden.
4. Ooh, this is a great one. Guys, it's been a while since we've had one of these. Are you ready? I finally got it. Naruto, Shippuden, Ultimate Ninja Storm 4, Road to Burrito. Boruto,
Dash.
whatever.
Dash. You forgot the dash.
Yeah. Naruto, Shippuden, Ultimate Ninja 4... Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 Road to Boruto.
Oh my gosh.
Coming for the Switch on
You
April
have to stop
24th.
and take a breath in the middle of the title.
Wow.
It'll turn blue.
Ridiculous. They've made up for the lack of games with that one title. Also on April 24th. And this game had some interesting looks. Predator: Hunting Grounds. PC and PlayStation 4. It looks good.
If
It's
you'd like to do some colon hunting.
Yeah. It's it looks like a 1v4 and one person is a predator and the other 4 people have to hunt the predator. It looks really fun. So, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Predator. Okay.
I feel like the predator would be the one doing the hunting, though.
Well,
I need to watch
true.
that movie again.
So good.
It's so good.
I've never seen it.
What? You were just
No.
talking about a replacement or alternative for Cold Mountain. You should watch Predator.
I
I
haven't
just-
seen the Predator. I'm
we
surprised,
had
honestly.
Such a vastly different pop culture experience
It's, like,
growing up.
wild.
It boggles my mind.
I feel like you lived in a box, Rick.
What?
Most of
No,
your life.
No. It's just, I mean,
Get to
Have
the
you-
chopper.
have you ever watched Sink the Bismarck? Probably not,
See,
but
that's
I've
what
seen
I'm
it
saying.
15
This
times.
is it.
Wildly different childhood experiences. Wildly different.
Did you were you raised in like northern Russia by chance or something? Because
No, I had
like-
Laurel and Hardy and the Three Stooges and Sink the Bismarck. Abbott and Costello was a common feature. Red Skelton was great. I
wow,
was
you're
just
really
raised in the-
aging yourself.
Yeah.
I was raised in the 50s. What can I say?
That would explain why everything in your house is seafoam green.
It would. It would.
Mhm.
No, I have actually not even seen RoboCop either. Somebody asked in the chat.
Really?
I've never seen RoboCop. I
Oh my
wasn't a big fan of
gosh.
80s movies, really. Not really.
That's wow. Okay.
You should really watch The Predator though. It's
You
about
would
the
I know,
Viet-
I do.
Predator.
It's like
I-
Vietnam, but it's like
You
wild.
would dig the heck out of Predator.
Yeah,
I'm sure
it's
I would.
love
wicked.
it.
I mean, Commando was one of my favorite Arnold movies ever. And it's the same gravitas. I have seen Terminator before we even get into that. Yes. Anyway, let's get off of Roast Rick here. April 28th, we're getting on Sakura Wars for the PlayStation 4. April 28th as well, you get Showrunner on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One, and Moving Out, which is not a good idea at this time, on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One, and Switch. Also on April 28th, you can get Gears Tactics on PC. Minecraft Dungeons. Oh, sorry. Minecraft Dungeons. Ooh. Dungeons.
What's this moving out game? Is it a simulation? It is.
And isn't that like the cherry blossoms?
Oh my gosh,
know.
this
What's
game
the-
is
what's the
so
Sakura
cute,
one?
Shalene. We have to play
Okay.
it.
Oh, no.
Okay.
You move out and you got to pack the truck and it's like crazy physics. Like you just like everything falls all over the place. You got to pivot and try to like carry things together. It's kind of
Okay.
like it's Overcooked but moving style.
What I'm hoping for is Overcooked meets like Surgeon Simulator.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah. And you got to like place the oh my, that car just went through that house. Okay. Great trailer. I'll share that in the chat with everybody.
Kawaii Banana Sushi also says that moving out makes them think of Overcooked. So there you go. Minecraft: Dungeons comes out for PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch sometime in April. So there you go. Those are the games that you can look forward to playing in your time off. I'm looking forward to Resident Evil 3, Final Fantasy 7 Remake. I'm definitely buying. That's probably going to be it. Any games in there that you guys are thinking about getting?
Moving out. I am definitely going to get moving out. I want to try this.
What'd you say, Shalene?
Nothing.
All right. Well, maybe if that's not your thing, some free games on PlayStation Plus. We get Uncharted 4: A Thief's End and Dirt Rally 2.0 starting on Tuesday, April 7th. So there you go. Again, as of now, games with Gold did not announce their freebies for April. So there you go. Shalene,
Rude of them. Very inconsiderate.
Huh? Yes. Well, considering it's still like 4 days away from April.
Mm-hmm.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 days. So anyways, Shalene, what's some news stuff?
News stuff? We have some new stuff.
Let's talk about some new stuff.
First off, the Xbox Series X graphics source code was reportedly stolen and is being held for a ransom of $100 million.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
That's that sucks. Oh, no.
This is an IGN article by Jordan Alleman. A hacker has reportedly stolen this source code and is holding it ransom. The news was broken by a blog post on the AMD website where the hardware company explained the situation. And they state, and I quote, "We were contacted by someone who claimed to have test files related to a subset of our current and future graphics products," the statement reads. And according to a report from Torrent Freak, the stolen data was found in a hacked computer, and it includes source code for AMD's Big Navi and Arden GPUs. The latter is rumored to be the Xbox Series X 12 teraflop GPU.
I like it when you call me Big Navi.
Never say that again.
That was the worst. That was the worst. You're the worst. Segments of the code have been posted.
Listen, Linda.
Navi, big nuts. She was the worst part about that game.
Segments of the code have been posted on GitHub and subsequently removed. The hacker is asking for $100 million.
Shoo-ba-doo-ba-doo.
And they're threatening to dump all of the data.
Yeah.
Fire isn't found.
Does he also want sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their heads? Or...
I mean, who doesn't? Really? Who doesn't? Freaking laser beams.
Those movies are so good.
Gonna escape with a tube of toothpaste and some floss.
Oh my gosh, you guys. I love how this podcast evolves so quickly.
Oh, horribly. I mean, but wonderfully.
The fact that AMD has issued a DMCA takedown notice where this data was being held suggests that it is indeed a legitimate breach of their data.
Jeez.
And later on in the statement, AMD said that the stolen data is not core to the competitiveness or security of our graphics products. So you can see more details over on GitHub where they have issued that DMCA. So we'll see about that.
Like in 2020, how is this guy going to be able to even accept $100 million and them not be able to trace it?
Bitcoin.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe in
Bitcoin is still somewhat untraceable.
Mm-hmm.
Is it still viable? Is it still? I don't follow cryptocurrency.
Bitcoin took a hard hit this month.
It did.
I thought it tanked, but I'm not.
Yep.
Well, that's a talk for another
But
segment.
I just mean that may be, or offshore Swiss bank account, or sharks with laser beams attached to their freaking heads.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we haven't had a Nintendo Direct update this year. Except we did finally. It had been months and months since we'd had a Nintendo Direct to give us some latest Nintendo Switch news. But they finally just dropped a surprise Nintendo Direct. I am reading a recap on Kotaku by Mike Fahey, and it was mostly a lot of indie focused things, but there were some other things as well. They announced Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, and I know that the Xenoblade Chronicles have a very devoted fan base. Those Xenoblade games. I've never played one. I don't know anything about them really. And there is a new epilogue story that will be included in this called Xenoblade Chronicles Future Connected. That is going to release on May 29th. And also, all the 2K games are coming to Switch. That includes the BioShock collection, the Borderlands Legendary Collection, and the XCOM 2 collection. All of those will release on May 29th. Will I buy BioShock again? Probably. Probably I will. Yeah.
Rick, you have covered.
Yeah.
What?
Your
What?
browser was over our faces.
Oh, I was trying to find something for the.
Yeah.
It's good thing you weren't looking at something else.
Yeah. I was trying to find something for the gameplay thing that I'm going to be talking about. Where's it at?
He's shopping for sunglasses.
How are those sunglasses holding up, by the way? Do you like them?
This isn't them.
Very
I just found them in my
nice.
room.
Those
Very
would
nice.
those would go really well at a rave
Yeah.
with all the black lights and
Or in
everything.
an 80s movie.
Yeah.
They would also be amazing in an 80s movie.
Well, these were free, and I had like 2 pair. I lost one, found the other one. And that's what inspired me to make the custom ones that have the pink.
Right.
Things,
Right.
yeah.
Oh.
Well, they're lovely, Rick. They're quite nice.
I like pink.
Yeah, pink is a good color. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 players will be getting another downloadable content. It is live now. Fantastic Four: Shadow of Doom adds Reed and Susan Richards, Johnny Storm, Ben Grimm, and Victor Von Doom to the game, along with a new story campaign. And also, Ring Fit Adventure has gotten a new update that introduces a rhythm game mode featuring songs from Super Mario Odyssey, Splatoon 2, and Breath of the Wild. And Animal Crossing New Horizons will be getting some seasonal content soon. One of the great things about Animal Crossing is that throughout the year, you get these seasonal changes to the game, so it continues to offer this new content to bring you in. And we're going to start out on April the 1st with a Bunny Day celebration, April the 1st through the 15th. A bunny named Zipper, who is the Easter bunny, will be visiting players' islands and hiding eggs. So that's always going to be a fun time. Gotta love Bunny Day. And there is a new Nintendo puzzle game on the eShop. It is called Good Job, which tasks players with performing puzzling tasks around an office building. It looks adorable. The second wave of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC is out, and the first fighter has not been announced. Well, it's not out. I'm sorry, I misspoke there. It was, they announced that the new fighter will be from ARMS, which seems like a strange choice to me. ARMS was not crazy popular, and it does seem like a strange choice to me, but there you go. Bravely Default 2, a demo was released, which is another one that was very popular. Bravely Default was really popular. And that demo has been released on the Switch. And also Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, Shinosaki Into the Depths, and Panzer Dragoon Remake are all going to be on the Switch as well. And later in 2020, we will be getting Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics, which is card and board games for multiplayer on June the 5th. And that includes several different games. Catherine Full Body Edition will be arriving on the Switch on July the 7th.
That sounds weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds weird.
Didn't you like Catherine?
It is weird. I love Catherine. It's a fantastic game. It's really, really good. The original game was just called Catherine, and then when they released like the remade version, It was called Catherine Full Body Edition, but
Oh.
it's like a sexual innuendo because that's the kind of game that it is.
Oh, so it is.
It's supposed to be.
I see.
It's supposed to sound weird because it is. But I might buy Catherine again because I really like the idea of having it on my Switch. And Star Wars Episode 1 Racer will also come to the Switch. So
buying that one.
Lots and lots of stuff coming to Switch. Which
Switch
is a good
games?
thing.
Switch games are so expensive. And they don't budge. Like Animal Crossing in Canada is $80.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Switch games stay full price like forever.
It's stupid. But that's Nintendo, so.
Yeah.
I'm just complaining.
Indeed. So there's an article in here with some more Bunny Day information from Animal Crossing. And something worth mentioning is that Zipper has got a large zipper on his back, which sort of, indicates that he's a villager and not, in fact, a bunny at all.
Oh.
But if you comment on the zipper on his suit, he gets really hurt and he tells you that it's not his suit. So he's psychotic. A lot of Animal Crossing is kind of psychotic. I love it. It's the best. It's simultaneously really strange and really wholesome. Speaking of things that I don't know how to segue into this, Wastelanders, the Fallout 76 highly anticipated DLC has been delayed by another week. So that's not a huge delay, but it is a disappointment for everybody who was waiting for Wastelanders. It will be releasing on April 14th instead of April 7th. This is due to the coronavirus. They stated that they needed the additional time for testing because they have been working remotely, and that makes it more difficult to do that testing. So
I mean, a week seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah,
I was kind of thinking that they were going to say it's going to be delayed by 3 months or a month or something like that, but
I would not have been shocked if it had been a large delay.
I'm okay if they said it's going to be delayed by a month, if it means it not being a garbage when it comes out.
Exactly. This has to work.
Guys. It has to work.
Bethesda has to make this work.
Yeah. If this doesn't work, 76 is done. It's done.
No, I disagree with that.
People will sign off.
I disagree with that very highly. Well, the people that love 76 right now will continue to love it. But for those who aren't playing right now and want this to work.
Yeah.
For all of those people who are currently not fans of 76, Bethesda has to stick this landing if we're going to bring those people back. So, yeah. I'm looking forward to Wastelanders. I definitely don't mind waiting an additional week. I'd rather it be clean than fast. So that's my opinion. And what is this other news story that has appeared? Vendor, would you like to tell us about this?
Yeah, I can talk about it. I don't know if you guys seen the rumors about GTA 6.
I've seen a few.
There was some rumors popping around this week, and everybody lost their minds because we've been waiting like how many years now for another Grand Theft Auto? Probably close to 10 years.
Almost 10. I want to say it's 8 years.
Really?
I smelt something in the middle of the night, and I woke up out of a deep sleep, and you know what it was? It was a rumor about GTA 6.
Ooh.
And I'm so excited.
What did it smell like? I'm concerned about what a GTA 6 rumor would smell like.
It was sweet. It was so sweet. And it was just like, fresh bread, very cinnamony, just, very refreshing. And
I feel like it would smell like stale booze.
The tears of the people that have been waiting for
stale booze and smoke from a rocket launcher.
So in an article from PC Gamer, Rockstar, they are saying that some rumors are happening about Grand Theft Auto 6 setting and release date. I mean, Rockstar has sold nearly over 100 million copies of GTA 5. So naturally, they're in the process of thinking about GTA 6 for sure. And given their recent blockbuster games, given that they tend to land, 4 to 5 years apart, and Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, that puts GTA 6 on par for 2022-23. Assuming it is the next project that Rockstar is working on. And I'm not sure. I think that this might be a console thing. Might come out with the new consoles. I'm not sure, but
Now, Rockstar games tend to come out first on consoles and later on PCs.
yeah. It seems that I've got a crazy loud ad on this page, and I can't turn it off. People were kind of all up in arms about this rumor. They're like, nah, it's not going to happen. It's not real. Like, I don't believe it, whatever. But Rockstar updated their website, prompting fans to wonder if the company is about to make an official announcement. And this happened about a day ago. The fans got really excited after seeing a big update to the GTA 6 site. The site gtavi.com used to be redirect to rockstargames.com, but it now says that the site can't be reached.
Interesting.
So fans are wondering if this means that Rockstar is about to make an official announcement. The hot new GTA 6 rumor comes from the GTA 6 Reddit community. Thank you, Redditors. Fans have seen that the site, which is owned by Rockstar, no longer redirects to the official rockstargames.com site. So if you try to get onto the site, now it says that it can't be reached, and fans have also looked at this information for the site, which confirms that it was updated on March 23rd. So many are wondering if this means that Rockstar is about to make that GTA 6 announcement.
Maybe.
I gotta be honest, I'd rather have a new Bully.
Really?
Yeah, I want a new Bully game so bad. I loved Bully.
I never played that one.
Well, so Rockstar has also been posting strange images on their website. It's unclear if these are just new art or teasers for a game, but we don't really know yet. And if they're going to announce GTA 6, I think that fans are going to want to know what consoles it will be available on. And if there's rumors, there are rumors that GTA 6 will be on PS5 exclusive, but Rockstar's work with Microsoft, which offers GTA 5 on Xbox Game Pass, seems to go against that rumor. So we're not really sure. But, it's one of those things.
Can you imagine how much money they would have to pay Rockstar to get that exclusive to one console? Can you even imagine?
It would be somewhat in the billions. It would be in the billions. Yeah.
I can't see that happening.
Is Grand Theft Auto 5 on Xbox?
Mm-hmm.
The change.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto 5, I've purchased it for Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PC.
Yeah. The change to the site does seem like a big thing, though. And it seems a little bit coincidental following right after that this rumor came out about GTA 6 that this happened. So correlation or coincidence, you be the judge. But I'm pretty excited to see what's going to happen because I really want a GTA 6. And I really want, GTA 5 was just amazing. And
it was good.
GTA is one of the biggest games in my entire life for me, the franchise. I've played every single one of them, even the old 8-bit ones. And so I'm really quite excited.
You guys hear that? You guys hear that? It's the slow chug of the hype train.
Yep.
Starting up, I think.
Yep. So we'll see. Woohoo! I'm excited. Come on, Rockstar. You got to deliver.
The only problem is you can't really put much stock in rumors, but you know what you also can't put much stock in? The stock market.
Ah,
vendor. What have you got for us?
Oh my God, the stock market is doing so bad. Everything is crashing and burning. This is the worst time in the stock market since the 2008 financial crisis. Some have quoted that it's even worse than that, going all the way back,
Worser?
seeing prices as low as they were during the Great Depression in the 20s, the end of the 20s, which is alarming. That's very scary.
Well, I do want to say
I'm just
that.
gonna we can chat just after. I'm just gonna blow through the stocks and then we can kind of speculate. So Sony closed at $59.32, down $1.16. Microsoft closed at $149.70, down $6.41. Nintendo closing at $45.68, down 17 cents. Take-Two down $3.55, closing at $111.70. Activision closed at $56.96, down 76 cents. Ubisoft up 21 cents, closing at $14.77. EA at $95.37, down $3.83, and Tencent down $2.55, closing at $48.55. So those are the prices for our game-related industries. But what were you going to say, Rick?
I was going to say the biggest difference between like this and like 2008, though, is 2008 was a result of artificial inflation of the real estate market due to banks. So it was like an economical crash. This is just people aren't spending money. So there's money in the market, just hasn't gone back into it yet. So I think you're going to see a big bump that once this starts to clear up and we can start like leaving our houses, the economy is going to pick back up. It's not like everything needs bailed out. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens, but I think the freak out over this particular crash is a lot less warranted than what happened in 2008. And even the Great Depression was, again, another economical crash, not as a result of a health crisis where people just aren't spending money. There was just no money to spend in the Depression.
I don't know. I honestly don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. The thing is that companies, like, it's going to take a long time for things to recover.
Sure.
And this is not just something that's going to dip and come back up because it's a pandemic and we can't predict the health of populations, and we can't predict that we're going to experience a second, maybe even a third wave of outbreaks.
I feel like the economic crisis is following the pandemic crisis, because the unemployment is so high right now.
Yeah. And so, companies are selling off, they're laying off.
Right.
We're battening down the hatches for at least the next 3 to 6 months. Let's assume that things go back to normal. Companies pick up again. We have another situation where people have to start working remotely. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see.
We'll find out.
Yeah. But, there is a silver lining to all of this. It's not all bad. There are some roses in the garden. There are some reasons that you can bet on video game stocks and exchange traded funds right now. Most sectors have succumbed to the coronavirus, which is pretty much a bloodbath right now amongst the stock market. People are selling off like crazy. Not all corners of the technology world were equally beaten down. Zoom stock, for example, is doing tremendously well, having a quite significant upturn. They've gained about 30 to 40% increase in their stock price just this week alone. Other areas like video games are showing strength to a large extent, which selling might actually have hurt these video game stocks moderately in the past, but the extent of the loss is much lesser than the broader market, like the S&P and the Dow Jones and things like that. So I think it might be, if you haven't already bought in, buy low, sell high, as the rule goes. But particularly for video game companies and other tech like video conferencing, given that a lot of people are working from home, right? We can also expect a lot of big announcements coming from Sony and Microsoft in the next year. Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, Sony's SNE expected to launch PlayStation 5 in the holiday season. We're going to be looking at some possibly Project Scarlet, I think, as well in the holiday season. So it is a good time to buy into those.
Do you
yeah.
think the consoles will be delayed?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I wonder if the coronavirus situation will delay the manufacture of these consoles, the ability to get them out by the holiday season.
I don't know, but there is one thing that's really scary that I'm quickly realizing. So the banks, like the World Bank and the rest of the banks around the world, they have a reserve, a Federal Reserve and a reserve, so that anybody who defaults on a loan, they have to account for that and make sure that they have a cash reserve. And I believe that there's been legislation passed in the US, but as well as Canada, that allows banks no longer to carry a reserve right now, which means that if people default on the loan, the bank can no longer support that because there's no reserve. So I think they call it a zero balance or zero inflation.
That makes me really
reserve
nervous.
Or something. Yes. And this is a very important consideration. I'm going to try and find the article and I'll share it with you guys.
Do you remember what I said at the beginning of the show?
Yeah, my anxiety is up here. Like
people, I mean, the message is don't sell off your RSP. Don't cash your RSPs. Don't cash your RSPs because that's how these things happen. That's how, we lose the ability to keep a stock market going. So don't be stupid and cash your RSPs. Keep them in the system. Everything will recover. It will be fine. But yes, that was a leadership decision from the White House, I believe. So you should look it up though, because it's important to know about. I wish that I knew. I wish I knew where that information was coming
I didn't hear anything
but...
about the reserve being lifted down here at all.
No.
Yeah.
If
that would have been all over Twitter.
Anyways, yeah. So it was on Reddit. It's all over Reddit actually in stocks anyways, but check it out. Keep an eye on it. Buy low. There's a lot of good stocks right now. I think I'm going to buy into some of them. I did buy into Zoom, you guys, and they went up. So it's a good time to buy. It's not all bad.
Not all bad. Wonderful.
You know what's not bad?
Gameplay. I was just about to do a segue. I was going to say it's been a lot of fun listening to my neighbors argue and essentially have a redneck breakup. You think I don't buy you anything? I literally heard that yelled last night. And there's fireworks or something going bang, bang, bang over to the left.
I hope it's fireworks.
I know it is. So it distracted me for a second. Speaking of gunshots in the distance, I've been playing a lot of Hunt on my off time with some friends. And for those of you who don't know, Hunt is based in the 1890s. And it's period-specific weaponry. And you have to find a big, giant, bad monster, kill it, and get the bounty, and extract the bounty without dying from other zombies or other NPCs or other actual bounty hunters that are human players. So last night we played around, me and my friend Tuna, and we were like, what do you want to go silent? Do you want to go loud? Because sometimes we like to level up weapons and we just run in and shoot everything, and then that just never ends good. Well, sometimes it actually does. And we're like, well, let's see. And so I'm looking through my roster of hunters I can like purchase with in-game currency. And I was like looking through, and I'm at tier 3 now, so I get the best hunters in the game to pick from. And I saw this particular hunter, and their outfits are much cooler in tier 3. And I saw her outfit, and I was like, whoa. I was like, Tuna, I am buying this hunter. Wait till you see this chick. It's amazing. And I'm going to show you a picture of what she looks like. All right, you guys ready for this?
Yes.
Bam. I
Oh
was like,
wow,
that's the coolest looking thing I have ever seen. Like this, like
that is fabulous.
I
mask-
like those. I like the twigs.
yeah, like this masked ghillie suit looking person. I was like,
That's cool.
buying. So I like bought. So you can buy other. You can buy. So when you start the game out, you have 5 slots, 5 bounty hunters to 5 slots to put 5 bounty hunters in, and then there's something called blood bonds that you can purchase with in-game currency or earn it slowly in the game, and you can buy other roster slots. So I had to buy another roster slot in order to purchase this one because I was like, I'm taking that. Amazing.
It's pretty rad.
So we go and we're like, all right, we're gonna be all sneaky. I want to keep this character alive because if I lose her, that would suck. I lost her. So let's be all sneakified and like, So we go in, and the first thing that happens is I accidentally piss off this giant headless machete monster, and it just schwacks me right in the back with a machete, and I die. I'm like, oh no, no! And then so he runs over and he reses me, and then like we. Like just like the first 5 minutes are like us making all the noise in the world, and then like us standing there in the swamps going, all right, so let's just like calm down. I'm missing a health chunk, so I can only I basically have like 1 body shot and I'm dead. Like, let's just go get clues, kill a couple zombies, and then just GTFO. Let's just get out of here because we are playing horribly. So we go get our clues. We hear all this shooting, trying to figure where it's coming from, and then we find where the big bad is, and it's the assassin. It's a really hard monster to kill. There's usually a lot of shooting associated with it because it's just really hard to kill. And so we're like, let's go ambush the people that are killing the assassin and with the bounties. Let's go do that. So we're like, we know they're going to go south to the closest extraction point. So we go south below, like it's a church, like a compound in a church. And we go south, and the extraction point happens to be a ferry in the middle of a swamp. So Tuna parks south of the ferry. So he has this like big giant open kill zone. He's just looking north, and he can see everything. I, with my ghillie suit, hide in a bush, kind of in the foresty area right before, they get into the open swamp. So they're going to come to me first. And I figure what's going to happen is I'll initiate contact, and then I'll fall back and then lead them into the kill zone for Tuna to wipe out. Well, unfortunately, the plan faltered when like another team showed up, and they kind of killed each other. And I was at such a weird angle, I couldn't get any good angles on them. By the time I got moved to shoot a couple of the bad guys, Tuna shoots one dude in the head, and he just drops on the ground. And I off the other guy. We grab the bounties, and then we get out. And it was just perfect, like perfectly executed ambush. And I get to keep my ghillie suit character. I'm all happy about that. And it was just good all around. I was gifted Red Dead Redemption 2. Thank you very, very much.
You were?
I was. I do.
Wow. Does that mean we can play?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm excited.
I'm just happy that I can actually shoot things in the game without turning auto aim to like the
Right?
widest setting where it's like I aim over here and auto snap.
Right?
It's great. It's great. The game looks so much better on PC than it does on PlayStation. So much better.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I've been really loving it. I've been hunting a lot. I've been killed by wolves a lot. It's really hard to get perfect rabbits. Really hard to get perfect rabbit pelts, in my opinion. I've been trying to do the challenges. I did do the mission that kind of sets the end of everything. I didn't realize it was so close to the beginning. So yeah, I've been playing that game a good bit. I started out bad. Like I wanted to play like a bad Arthur Morgan, and I just can't do it.
Arthur Morgan can never be bad.
Like I can't be murderous and stuff. I tied a dude up and threw him in a swamp, and then he's just laying there going, and then eventually I hear him go, "You son of a bitch!" And I turn around and he's standing there drawing a gun. I'm like, ah! Boom, boom!
How
Shoot
did
him.
they get out?
I guess eventually they break free. Well, Cyber Panda in the chat says, which by the way, thank you. He says use a bow or a varmint rifle on the rabbits. I know, but it's finding the perfect pelt. All the rabbits I've been finding are 1 star or 2 stars, not 3. So
Yeah, that's definitely one thing that I want to go back to when I jump back into it is do
hunting.
more hunting, because the outfits
I know.
from hunting are so good.
I know.
But you have to go hunt and find the furs, so.
Did
Yeah.
you know that you could shoot a ram in the horn and it doesn't kill them? There was
Yes.
a ram running away from me. I kept shooting it in the back of the horn. It just made a
That
punk
is
sound.
so cool.
I'm like, come on.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
My favorite thing is when I see a perfect rabbit and I'm aiming and I go to shoot and then some jerkbag runs past on his horse and the rabbit just runs off. I'm like, come on, man. I'm hunting here.
I think my only criticism of Red Dead 2 is like Arthur Morgan wastes so much coffee and cigarettes.
I know.
Like he drinks like 2 sips of his coffee and then he tosses the rest of it. I'm like,
I know.
it took you 6 days to grind the beans for that. Like, yeah,
I know. It's just, or else he just sucks him down. Like,
yeah. And the amount of money that he's wasted on Cuban cigars, you know, just one puff and toss it to the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just elegance and waste.
I'm glad that you're enjoying it though.
Oh, I've always loved that game. I just like it better than it's on the PC. The biggest enemy still is the controls in that game. There's a lot of them. They're ridiculous. Sometimes the horse doesn't react the way that it wants to. Like I noticed if you're in a context menu and holding W and you leave the context menu, it doesn't register that you're holding W. So I'll be in full gallop, open a menu, and then turn back to gallop and go to turn, and then it just acts like I hit turn, and he just like whips around and does not go straight. I'm like, what are you doing?
Just like real horses.
I walked a horse up towards the railroad. A train was coming, so I hit control to stop, and it did. And then it, on its own, walked forward into the train and got its neck broken.
Oh.
Horses do weird things. Like I had stopped, I was up in the mountains and I stopped and I was engaging in some cinematics to talk to this person. And in the background, my horse goes running by and like runs off the cliff, and like you see it like smash into the ground and its head goes all like curled in. And I was like, meanwhile, the guy's just having a leisurely conversation with me and my horse is like, like, it was the best.
Oh, man.
He lived though, so that's good.
Yeah, mine did not. It died. And I was like really far away from my home camp and a town. And I was like, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
So I got my saddle and I looked off in the distance and there was some wild horses. And I walked over with the saddle, dropped the saddle on the ground, and tamed a wild horse.
Nice.
And
That is so rad.
I was just like, what am I supposed to do? Do I lose my saddle? I just bought the thing, you know? I just bought this horse, and it's
Yeah, but you can
dead
put it
now.
on there, can't you?
Yeah. I mean, I just didn't know what to do with it because I didn't have a horse at the time. I picked it up off the dead
Oh.
horse.
So do you have to like carry your saddle on your shoulder? Like,
Well, I think it defaults back to the stables if you leave it. I think it like
Yeah.
automatically goes back
Yeah.
to the stable.
Okay.
I didn't know that at the time, or else I would have just left it. But I carried it like for like 20 minutes walking towards these horses. And then like I didn't lasso him, but it was this all black horse with like a little white stripe on his face. Named it Midnight. But it's just a basic horse. It's not really anything crazy, but it was just funny. But so that game's a lot of fun. I've been playing some Civ 6. I bought Civilization 6. Secret about me, I like strategy games.
really?
Yeah, I do. Civ 6 is really hard. I didn't realize that they like upped the barbarians. Like before, barbarians would show up and you'd fight them, and then that was it. In this one, if a scout sees you and then runs away to tell the like barbarian camp, they will build a barbarian horde and then come attack you. So the first game I played, I kept getting inundated by like barbarian hordes. Like I built one city for like 3 hours, I couldn't improve anything. Like by the time I would build units, they would die from defending these hordes. And I Googled, I'm like, why are these barbarians so ridiculous? And someone's like, oh, if they spot you, if you don't clear the camp out, they just keep Zerg rushing you. And I was like, So I went back and started doing that. But like Civ 6 is much harder than the older one was. I played a lot of Civ 4, and Civ 6 is really hard. It's really, really hard. But it's a lot of fun. There's so many different aspects. There's global warming now. There's natural disasters. There's all kinds of cool stuff that can change. Flooding, volcanoes. It's awesome. It's a really fun game. Nothing crazy to tell. Just a fun game to play. And so, Shalene, Resident Evil 3, the demo, I have downloaded it. It's much more action-based. It's a lot more action-based. There's a dodge mechanic now.
Ooh.
Yeah, which is nice because Nemesis is a monster. He killed me. But it's different. Yeah, it's definitely different. You definitely can kill the zombies now. If you shoot
It
them
doesn't take like 800 shots.
it takes like 200. You shoot them in the face a couple times, they drop down, and then you walk up with a knife and you stab them, and then they go and then drop down.
So
and die.
there's not like a dime-sized spot that you have to hit accurately to kill the zombie.
No, you just have to knock them down. I was thinking you could save some ammo by shooting them in the leg and then like drop them that way, and then you could stab them while they're on the ground. But their leg just kind of like jiggles like Jello, like blum, blum, blum. So I was like, forget it. I'll just shoot him in the face.
Horrible.
It's annoying. But the dodge mechanic is interesting. Jill, like, she looks awesome. So like she looks great, like as a protagonist. There's some familiar faces like Carlos, who's part of the kind of like Umbrella's SEAL team that they send in. But I played a little bit of it. You know, it's typical Resident Evil, over the shoulder camera, run and gun kind of thing. It's more action packed than Resident Evil 2, which is fine. It's more like Resident Evil 4. I do miss some of the hand-to-hand combat things that you could do with Resident Evil 4. Like when you would shoot them in the leg and they would drop down to the knee, you could run up and kick them. I thought that was awesome in Resident Evil 4. This, they just don't do that. So I feel like if you're going to make it action-y, at least have some of that kind of melee stuff in there. Like, let it be a tactical-based kind of shooter instead of just, I don't know. So I'm afraid they're going to go back towards like Resident Evil 6 where it gets all John Woo and everything explodes.
Yeah, is it going to be so actiony that I'm not going to be scared?
Oh, it's not scary at all. It's
okay.
Yeah, I that's why I was kind of disappointed. We are going to play it for Survival Horror Sunday, but I don't know. Resident Evil 3 was so good because there were a lot of puzzles, and it was, you know, it was just Resident Evil. There were puzzles and stuff, and I'm a little nervous that they kind of dumbed that down, but we shall see. And that was kind of my gameplay. Venda?
Well, I've been back on the bike. So I sold one of my, so I had this indoor trainer for my cyclocross bike, and it was a wheel-on-wheel system. So it was kind of cumbersome because I had to take the back wheel off and switch it to a trainer tube and all this stuff. And it took me a lot of time every winter to switch it out. And it was not quite that accurate. So I sold that trainer. I actually bought it from one of the physicians in my office for $500, and I sold it online for $500. So that was pretty sweet. And I ended up buying a new trainer, the Wahoo Kicker Core, which is a direct drive system. So it doesn't require a back wheel. The bike just hooks up directly to the trainer. And so I've been playing a lot of Zwift. As you guys know, Zwift is the indoor cycling for things. Purple Monkey dishwasher. And just seeing if you guys are still paying attention. It's fine.
No, sorry.
And Camel. And I've been playing a lot of Zwift. It's been a lot of fun. It's nice to get active and be, you know, because when you're stuck in the house, you know, I'm going a little bit crazy. So I've been playing a ton of Sea of Thieves with Archon and Shalene, and it's been so good. So I'm going to table that and wait for our segue into Shalene's gameplay because we have much to tell. But I do want to touch on X-Plane 11. I've hopped right back into it. This is the hardest simulation that I have ever learned. I still cannot land the 737s. I can't do it. It's so hard. But it's a lot of fun. And 4 Mile and I did a sip and sit the other night. We did a
what?
sip and sit. We called it sip and sit. So we streamed together and we just like sit and talk and drink.
That's
and
true, because
it's great.
you don't really do much while flying.
No. So we decided that we were going to go from San Diego to Los Cabos because that's where she was supposed to go 4 days ago in real life.
Aw.
So I said, let's fly to Cabo because you can't go there in real life. So we did a sip and sit, and it was great. It was a little bit crazy, but yeah, I've just been mostly playing a ton of Sea of Thieves. The game is so good. It's much improved from what it used to be a year ago. I've been learning a lot about myself with this game. Yeah. And I realize, like, I am a PvE person. I don't generally like PvP. I've given it a try on more than one occasion in multiple video games. Still hate it. Still absolutely despise it. Sometimes in Sea of Thieves, I just want to sail the ocean and be left alone. I don't want anybody to come infiltrate my business and get all up in my kitchen. I just want to dig treasure and enjoy the sunshine. I don't want to get blasted to smithereens. So I don't know. For the first few weeks, I was really like all up in arms about being pirated and stuff. And then I switched gears. I started using Canadian tactics on people. And instead of getting all worked up, I just sort of let go of my treasure. If I'm going to lose it, I'm going to lose it. It's fine. I don't want to worry about it. But there was this guy that came up on a sloop. No, these two guys, they were on a brig actually, and I was in a sloop, and I'm already at this island, and I'm looking for treasures, and I like wave to them, and I'm like, "Hey fellas, how you doing? I got a present for you here." And I hold this skull up, and I'm standing on the beach, and they're coming in, and they're standing at their cannons, like they're freaking out, like they're like, "This guy's gonna kill us!" And I'm like, "Hi, hello, like how you doing?" And they come to the beach, and I give them the skull, and the guy grabs the skull, and he looks at it, and he puts it back on the beach, and they originally had fired a shot. Oh yes, this is okay. It's all come back to me. Before they got there, I was sitting on my sloop, and you know how it has that like canopy part.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting there cross-legged, and I'm watching this brig come in, right? And they fired a cannonball, and it goes boom past my head, and then they fire another one, boom, misses the boat, goes past my head. Then they pull out their guns and they start shooting like crazy. Anyways, I just started blasting. And they missed me. Like all these bullets were going flying past my head. So I go in the chat and I'm like, "Wow, you guys you have really bad aim. You're terrible pirates." And they just started laughing in the chat. They were like, "LOL." And then it totally diffused the situation. And then I went and sat on the beach, and that's when I was like, "I have a gift for you. You can have this skull." And it just diffused the situation. They weighed anchor. They came onto the beach. They sat with me on the beach, and we played some music together. And it was just this weird thing, like kill them with kindness. Yeah. And then there was another occasion where I had done that in an outpost. There was these guys that were coming in, and I had already cashed in everything, but they were like full force, ready to attack. And I'm like, "Hey, how's it going?" You know, and they like, I went onto their ship, and they were like freaking out, and they didn't know what to do, and they were like pulling their swords out, and then I like pulled out a banana.
Whoa!
Like,
whoa!
Would you like a banana? It was great. And then we were like,
Banana
friends.
for your booty.
Yeah. Yeah, so the Canadian tactics do work in Sea of Thieves. I can confirm. Yeah, so try that. If you guys are listening and you're out on the seas, and somebody comes to attack you, just send them a nice message in the chat. "Oh, I really like your outfit," or "Welcome, how you doing? It's a beautiful day." Because sometimes it diffuses the situation, and I never thought that it would, but it does, and it's really strange. And I think, Shalene, you and I have had the similar situations in which we've come up on ships, and they looked pretty ready to engage.
Absolutely.
And we kill them with kindness, and suddenly we're in an alliance.
Yeah. I love how you're just aggressively Canadian at these people. Just and this one time there was some people being aggressive, and Vendor was just like, "I'm Canadian." In the
Yeah.
chat.
Archon is blasting holes in their ship, and I'm going over to patch holes in their ship with boards, and I'm like, Archon, what are you doing? Like,
the amazing difference between Americans and Canadians right there. We just see someone, we're like, get him. And then Canadians are like, just hold on. Let's just
hold on a minute.
Hi.
Let's just
Let's
have
just see
some
if they're
coffee
friendly.
first.
Like, oh, shoot him.
But we've had some pretty good adventures, haven't we, Shalene?
Oh my gosh, we really, really have. It's been so good.
Where should we start? Like, I don't even know. We have a whole month of Sea of Thieves to like.
No, we've played so much Sea of Thieves.
It's like almost every day.
Yeah, almost every day.
Yeah,
it's
you guys
been
have been playing
fantastic.
a ton.
It's been fantastic. Oh yeah, the night you stole the ship. That was amazing.
I stole?
Yeah, you and I. You and I stole a ship.
Oh,
yeah.
I was there that night.
That was hilarious. With
That's
the guy.
right, you were there.
We were waiting for them at the port, and they went over to the ship, and we wanted to alliance with them. And Shalene and I went and sat on their sloop, and
he
they were
wouldn't
just
come
like,
back.
Yeah, he
we
wouldn't
were
come back.
waiting for them to come back.
We sailed their sloop around.
The funniest part about that was me and Archie are like standing with this dude, and out of nowhere he just stops because he's playing music and dancing. He stops and he just points. And I look over, his ship is sailing. He's like, my ship. He's like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh god. I was like,
man,
here's
that
where
was-
we get into a fight. And
But then, yeah,
it didn't dissolve there.
did it? It didn't, because I
No.
thought that they shot and killed.
He never did ally with us.
No,
which was,
No, he
he
didn't.
shot at
Yeah.
you guys, but then we're like, no, they're just bringing it around. He was like, oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he realized we were all together.
I think he did. I think
No,
maybe he thought
'cause-
he was being played.
Well, you could have two people on a galleon. Yeah.
yeah, that's
I mean, it
gotta
would be a
tough,
stupid
though.
thing to do.
Very.
Yeah.
But, I mean, not that we haven't done it before. It's a stupid thing to do. Oh gosh, it was so good. We did successfully make an alliance though, not too long ago. This was over the weekend, I believe. And it was you and myself and Archon and Raptor joined us from the chat, Raptor Red Ender.
Huh.
Mhm.
And we were sailing around. We were doing one of those Thieves Haven quests that calls you back to Thieves Haven over and over. And we were at Thieves Haven, and this ship just like pulls up and kind of blocks our exit, and we're very nervous, right?
Because that's like a tactical move, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they've got really amazing gear, and they look like they know what they're doing, and we're very nervous. We're very nervous. And earlier that day, we had encountered someone else at Thieves Haven, and he didn't have a ship there, and we felt really, really suspicious about it. And
Yeah.
gosh, it was so funny. The guy's like just standing around, and we're like, so do you want to join an alliance or something? And he's like, what's that? And he pretends that he doesn't know what's going on, but he's wearing like pirate legend gear. You know, he knows what's
He knows.
going on.
He knows.
He knows what's going on, and he boards our ship, and he's acting all just innocence and everything, and his ship is gone. And we think it's a trap, right? He's setting us up. He's waiting for us to gather up the treasure, and then he's going to call his friends in, right?
This is Akbar written all over it, by the way.
Right? It's a trap. And gosh, I got such a kick out of it, because Archon tells the guy like, so your friends are gone, and maybe you should join them. And he switches from his instrument or whatever to holding his pistol. He's not aiming it, but he's holding it. You know, there's a definite air of menace about what he's done.
Meanwhile, I'm
Bender's
digging for
like-
treasure.
And Bender's like, oh, Archon, you're so diplomatic.
I totally took it the wrong way.
And I'm like, sweetie, that's a threat. That's quite clearly a threat.
Sweetie, that's a threat.
See, now the way the American would say it would be, your friends are gone, you should probably join them.
Yeah.
And the
At that
Canadian
point, I would
the
have fired.
Canadian way would be, oh hey, your friends are gone. You should probably go join them. Do you want me to drive you over there? You want to go look for them?
We'll stop by at Tim
but-
Hortons. We'll get you some
It's
coffee
okay.
and a donut
You can
too.
stay with me for a while. It's
I've got
fine.
a couch. In fact, take my bed. I'll take the couch.
Yeah.
But Archon did fire on the guy, and I fired when he did. So so he disappeared, and he was out of our lives. I was surprised that his ship didn't come back to attack us.
Can
But
we?
go ahead.
Oh no! Finish.
So that same day, shortly later, the ship pulled up, like blocked us in, and we're wondering, is this similar? Like, is this a similar situation? Are these guys, are they going to be hostile with us? Like,
Yeah.
what's going on? And one of the guys is kind of chatting with us and like hanging out on the beach. He's very cool. And we're very untrusting because we've been hurt before. We end up forming an alliance with these guys, and they end up being actually very cool. And they didn't attack, they didn't bother us. It was
They
great.
were so nice. And like I had gone over to their ship because there was a chest over where we had to dig and stuff. And Archon and Shalina and Raptor are back on the boat. And I'm like, hey guys, should like I go onto their ship and say hi, get to know each other? And Archon was like, do not board. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna sit here on the beach and wave at them and offer some pomegranates.
We look over.
And they were all worried. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go on the boat. I'm gonna go. So I went up and I climbed on, and they were like petting. They had Iago. They were holding him and petting him, and yeah.
I can imagine
So-
that Archon like was holding a chest and like looks over, sees you, and just drops it like, oh.
The Archon sigh, man. The
The Archon sigh. Yes.
Did you guys have
It
any
goes-
explodey barrels?
It goes something. The Archon sigh goes something like this.
Oh my goodness. That
We
poor
had a ton
man.
of splody barrels. We had I think we had an ancient stronghold keg.
See, that's what you do. You grab a
In
explodey
there.
barrel, you jump off, and you Navy SEAL it under the water.
I tried that.
And you go, boom.
I tried that at an outpost that we were at with a
Yes.
sloop, and I got
Remembered.
under the sloop,
Mm.
and just as I had lit the barrel, the sloop like shot forward
Oh,
Mhm.
glitch?
really quickly. I don't know if it glitched or if they were like cheating or something, but it was unusual, and I ended up blowing myself up instead. It was a total Wile E. Coyote moment. It was terrible, and I was
Oof.
furious. I was
Yeah.
so mad. But can we tell them the story about our triumphant win? Do you
Go for it.
remember?
Go for it. Start.
Oh, Archon and because you don't remember, you
Wait,
need me to
wait,
tell
let
me a
me-
little bit of it.
Okay, let me finish. Let me finish this one day.
Okay,
and then,
right.
we'll turn it back over to you. So we make friends with these guys. They're very cool, and we end up leaving the outpost. We get all our treasure. We're leaving the outpost, and we get attacked by a kraken. And the kraken, like we fight it off. We escape. We're doing okay. And these guys that are allies, they're at the outpost with 2 sloops. They attack the sloops. Well, the sloops attack them, and they sink the 2 sloops. We're coming around trying to kind of see if they need help with these sloops, but the sloops are already sunk. And they send us a chat invite, and we're like, hello? And they're like, hey, are you guys all right? Are you okay after that kraken fight? We just wanted to check on you. We were going to help you, but we had those 2 sloops.
It was awesome.
It
They
was
were so
cool.
nice.
They were very cool guys. Very
Yeah.
cool guys.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so there was this is probably my favorite story so far. So Shalene and Archon and I, we load up a brig and we set sail, and I can't quite remember where we were going. We were going to the volcano region, I thought, because we were going to do the tall tale or something like that.
Oh, yeah, the day we were going to do a quest, and then we did a bunch of things instead.
So we're on the way there, and all of a sudden, this skelly ship pops up, a galleon, And we're like, crap, load your pockets. Ah! And so we start firing on this skelly ship and firing and firing and firing. And off in the distance, this brig comes floating along. And I'm like, you guys see that brig off our port side off in the distance? And Archon's like, yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but we're still fighting and bailing. And anyways, we managed to sink the galleon. And just as we sink the galleon, Kraken pops out of the water. And we're like, are you serious right now? Like, we just like, come on. So then we start fighting this Kraken, and there's holes all over the ship, and Archon and Shalene get taken off by the Kraken, and I'm filling holes and bucketing water, and it's just like chaos. And we beat the Kraken. And somehow, by some shred of sheer dumb luck, we are still alive. And then this brig decides that, oh, it's time to move in. We're gonna move in. So this brig moves in, and Archon's like, well, here they come. Fill your pockets again. And at this point, I'm scraping the bottom of the cannon barrel. Like we had
nothing.
We had nothing left. Like we were low on boards. We already had patched everything, but we were almost out of cannons. We probably had maybe 10 regular cannonballs left. And then we had some special balls, but then we also had like 25 of those chain shot balls, which was really handy.
And we had a few fireballs too.
So they started firing on us and firing, and we're taking on water like crazy. Shalene and Archon are driving and shooting, and I'm down below patching holes and bucketing, and it's just chaos all over again. We've already went through this twice. We don't have any resources left. Somehow we are still floating, and it was just chaos. And one of them boards our ship, and they killed me. And Archon had hopped off and went over to their ship. Shalene was still driving, and I think, Shalene, you ended up killing him. And then I spawned back, and we were trying to like get ourselves situated. Well, the jerk comes back onto our boat, kills both Shalene and I, and then Archon was on the other boat, and then they ended up killing him. So all three of us were on the Ferry of the Damned. Meanwhile, they're shooting on our brig. Our brig is taking on water. There's holes everywhere. And the three of us are going, well, this is over. This is it. It's over. We're done. And I'm mashing B on the keyboard because when I spawn on that boat, I want to have my bucket ready because we're going to be taking on water. So I pull the bucket out, and I start bucketing water, and I was freaking out because I thought as soon as I get on the boat, it's going to be sunk. Like I'm going to be floating in the ocean. But I spawned back on the boat, and Shalene was standing there patching holes, and there was like literally no water left. Like I was like magic. Like somehow she had just fixed the whole situation. She just like batted her eyelashes, and all of the water whooshed out of the boat or something. And Archon was back on the other boat fighting them. Meanwhile, we all died at the same time. So it was awesome. Anyway, so Shalene got us up nice and close. And I'm like, okay, well, there's no more cannonballs left. I got to use these chain shots. This is all I have. So I loaded up the chain shots, and I started firing them at the ship while Archon was on there throwing fire bombs. So the thing's on fire. I hit both masts fall down, and all of a sudden we hear Archon say, they're sunk. And we're like, yeah!
So chain shots good to use against other pirates, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Because
you have to be accurate and close, though.
You have to be accurate and close, yeah. And so it was just this triumph, because there was already treasure floating in the ocean from the Skelly galleon, and then there was already treasure floating in the ocean from the Kraken, and then suddenly there was this treasure trove from their brig.
They had hit a Skelly fort or something, because they had so much treasure. It was bananas.
They had at least 15 skulls.
Oh my gosh. And you got all of it.
So much treasure. There was a stronghold keg, and they had stronghold skulls. It was just there was so much.
It was glorious. And then so we decided that, well, so the outpost where we were battling was like right there. Mm-hmm. And so we whipped over to the outpost, parked the brig, and started frantically cashing this stuff in.
Because
But
we
on
knew they
our
were going to be mad and they were going to come for us.
yeah, because that was a lot of loot. But meanwhile, on the way to the outpost, this guy pops up on our ship. He's stowed away. One of the guys from the ship that we sunk stowed away on our boat. We had no idea he was there. And suddenly he was on the deck and he was slashing me to bits. And I'm like, there's a guy on the boat. And then I'm on the ferry of the dam, and all of a sudden I hear Archon say, he's dead. And we're like, oh, thank God, because we were so worried that he was going to kill all three of us, and that would have been the end of it. And so
unloading his loot. We were unloading the guy's loot, and there was one of the team just on the island. So he swum to the island.
Yeah. So there must have been three of them at least. One went back to the brig, one stayed on our boat, and the other one swam to the outpost.
And I killed him.
Yeah. And all I hear is Shalene go, oh, there's somebody here. It's the guy from the brig. And then she pulls out her sniper rifle, and she one-shots him, and he dies instantly. And we were like, this is the best. This could not get any better.
You were saying earlier that you've learned about yourself, and being Canadian with these people. And well, I've learned something about myself too from Sea of Thieves, and that's that I can be a little bloodthirsty at times.
She's ruthless.
And Lord, I just I wait for them to fire the first shot. I give them a chance. But after they've shown aggression, I just want to burn them and I want to sink their ship. And it's glorious.
I gotta play with you guys more because
it was so good. That was the best battle. That was the best battle scenario I've had in Sea of Thieves.
After we got all of that turned in, we changed all of the decorations on the ship and changed our outfits so they wouldn't recognize us.
Nope, we're not the same ship at all.
Yeah,
that's the equivalent of going into the.
It was so good.
That's the equivalent of going into the paint shop in GTA.
Yes, exactly. We went to the pay and spray. I have a couple more. I know we've been going a while, but I have some really good ones. So the day that we were playing, Vendor and Archon and Raptor and I, it was fantastic. We had a bunch of loot on the ship from Thieves Haven, right? We had all this legendary. The legendary chest of voyages and just all of this really valuable treasure. And we're driving back to the outpost and we come across this sunken ship. And I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I happen to love sunken ships. I love them. I love exploring the sunken ships. And I'm like, Archon, can we stop at the sunken ship? And he says, no. And I'm like, please, can we stop at the sunken ship? I really want to stop. And he's like, okay, fine, stop the sunken ship.
I love where this is going.
And on the sunken ship is a Reaper chest. And I'm like, guys, there's a Reaper chest. Can we get the Reaper chest on the sunken ship? And Archon's like, no.
No, Archon was like...
And so, long story short... I loaded the Reaper chest onto the ship. And Vendor, do you even remember what sunk us? Because I don't. I want to say it was Skelly ships.
Are you sure it wasn't you with the powder keg in the hold?
It was, no, it was the storm.
It was a storm. Okay.
We were going by a storm?
Right? We were going through some rocky waters and, we encountered some holes or something like that, and the water it like just overtook the ship, and by the time we noticed, it was too late.
Yeah.
A storm?
Well, the storm
of all things,
it took us down. And Archon went back to get the galleon. He went to pick up our new galleon on the island. He's like, all right, you guys wait there. I'll be right there. So this poor man is by himself on a galleon across the map trying to get to us. We're in the water with all this treasure. We're picking it up and putting it down so it won't sink. There is fog everywhere. The fog
see a thing.
We can barely see each other.
Yeah.
And we're like, hold hands, everybody. Like, we don't want to get separated.
Yeah. Meanwhile, this is Raptor's first day on the job. So, it was good for him. and we had three explodey barrels, which meant that if Archon didn't see us,
Yeah,
You're gonna
he was
set
gonna
them
hit these
off.
barrels.
right, he would have hit them, and we would have sunk
Oh.
again, and all died and lost everything.
It's not like
So
we
it
haven't
was-
done that before.
right.
And he says like, well, at least I can see where you guys are because of the Reaper.
The Reaper
So
chest.
we were marked
It's
on the
true.
map.
It was our only saving grace. He never. Well, I mean, it's Archon. He probably would have found us.
He would have
But-
found us.
It was. I was like having none of it. I'm like, I'm not gonna let this storm. I'm not like we had so much stuff. We probably had 40 or 50,000 worth of gold.
It was so much stuff, and we saved all of the treasure. Right, Archon
Wow.
shows up. I got killed. Right, we were doing great. We're floating, and then the sharks came.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the three of us were trying to protect our treasure.
3 pirates go in the water. 2 pirates come out of the water. Shark in the water.
Let me
Long
see your
story
arm.
short, I was killed and sent back to the galleon. So I helped Archon sail back, by which I mean I scuffed my feet around and was sad. While Archon sailed the galleon back. And we get there, Vendor swims out so that we don't hit the barrels. So it was great. It was great. We made it there. We get all the treasure loaded back up. And everything's fine. We get to Reaper Island. We drop off the Reaper chest, and Archon he just has to give me that "I told you so."
Because this all started. Actually, you know what though? In hindsight, Shalene, if you hadn't grabbed the Reaper chest, he wouldn't have known. We wouldn't have been marked on the map. It wouldn't have been that easy.
Oh,
So-
we would never have sunk, Vendor, if I hadn't made a stop at that ship. We would never have sunk.
Because we had to go through the storm.
Everything would have been fine. It's all my fault. But it was so funny. I was feeling great because we got everything out, and Archon turns to me and he's like, "So, I told you so." And yesterday we were playing, the three of us, Vendor and Archon and I, and it was so fantastic. We were having a silly time, and Vendor shows up and he's like, "Oh, you're ready for the prom." I'm wearing this like lilac colored dress, lilac colored halter top dress. And my pirate lady, she's very buff, right? Like she lifts. She's a very strong pirate lady. So she has this amazing musculature in her halter top dress. It was gorgeous.
She's a CrossFitter.
And I love that this game gives me the option of reaving the seas in a prom dress. It was magnificent. It was so good. And Vendor had to leave, right? So it was just Archon and I left on the brig. And we're sailing towards Fetcher's Rest. And it's erupting. So Archon raises the sails and we're sailing toward Fetcher's Rest very, very slowly. And I make a joke to him, like, "Hey, do you want to play some cards or something?" And he laughs and he says, "Well, I don't think we can do that, but maybe some paper, rock, scissors." And I laugh because I assume he's joking. And then there's a little bit of silence, and I turn around and he's like, "Okay, here." And he goes through 3 emotes and he says, "Okay, this is paper, this is rock, this is scissors." And we played paper, rock, scissors all the way to Fetcher's Rest.
That's hilarious.
It was so funny. It was so funny. And like,
That's so inventive.
so I know you guys are accustomed to Archon being good at things, but I will have you know, I destroyed this man at rock, paper, scissors. Destroyed him. I dominated.
You could probably do that with fruit. It would be easier because you wouldn't have to.
It was pretty easy with emotes.
That's awesome. I
Yeah,
just
we
love that you were
yeah.
like this, like built like a brick shit house, and you're just in this prom dress, just so buff. I also had I had a thing of grapes on my head.
Oh my gosh, your purple fro! It was brilliant. It was
Yeah.
lovely.
You had a
Shalene
purple
decided
fro?
to decorate the ship with the livery from Ori and the Blind Forest.
Mm-hmm.
Which is actually really awesome because the sails,
beautiful.
they glow. Archon would say otherwise, but I think they're awesome. And so there's this thing now, like where when somebody picks the livery for the ship, we have to go and change and coordinate our outfits because you can't sail without, right? You
Yeah,
just,
we have to match. I mean, we have to be fashionable pirates.
yeah.
Naked goes with everything.
So I had my my prom dress on, and I really got a kick out of that. That really made me smile that he figured out a way to play paper rock scissors as we went to Fetcher's Rest.
The tall tale was also really good, by the way.
Oh gosh, so many jumping puzzles. So many
The
jumping
bane
puzzles.
of your
It was
existence.
really, really, really good. The new Tall Tale is amazing. If you guys haven't played it yet, please do it. Maybe we could do that for Rick tonight.
Yeah.
The jumping puzzles. There was this one where you had to jump over this pit of lava. And there's this swinging axe thing, and you have to like grab onto a ladder while you're midair. And so Archon did it, no problem, because Archon.
Yeah, he leaps right across. Like,
he's like a gazelle. He just like, and I did it. I died. Then I did it a second time. I died. Shalene's doing it. She's dying. And then I think I got it on the third try.
Yeah, it was
and
maybe
then
3 or 4 tries. It wasn't
yeah.
many.
And then Shalene was trying
20 minutes later.
trying. I mean, we waited. It was fine. I got some really good photos in, which I took and posted to Twitter, and Rare liked. So that was cool. But the Tall Tale was awesome.
It was very cool.
I still haven't finished the cartographer one because we keep getting ambushed every time we tried it. Like every time we tried it, we would get attacked by something and sunk. And I would get so annoyed.
There's a new thing tonight or this week that's you gotta.
Yeah, they're bringing back some of the old things. So the
attack 8 Skelly Galleons.
The Skelly Galleons are back.
Cursed Sails.
Yes, Cursed Sails. Thank you. In addition to the islands of Sea of Thieves, I also established a new island in Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm very excited about it. It's wonderful having Animal Crossing on my Switch. This game, it's everything I wanted from Animal Crossing. It's so good. My mom is playing it too on her Switch, and we've had just the loveliest time sitting together and building our little islands. This game is so wholesome. It's just what the world needs right now. I have an epic debt to a raccoon, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. A bit of Fallout 76. I won't go too deeply into that. We have a whole show where I can go into that more deeply.
Right.
But yeah, it was good. So that's my gameplay.
Nice. That's
Carla's thinking about getting Animal Crossing.
It's so good. It's so good. And anybody out there who is playing Animal Crossing, we have a room in the Discord for Animal Crossing. We've all shared our friend codes in there. They are pinned to that chat. So if you need friends, just pop into our Discord and find all our friend codes.
If you need friends, you're in the right place. Here at WJLG.
Well said.
You reminded me of something. So Evie got Animal Crossing, and she's been like flip-flopping between like Minecraft and Animal Crossing. And so one of the things that we've been doing in our quarantine selves is I took my big Lego bins and dumped them on a big sheet down in the living room. And so tonight I was like building an old set that I had from like the 80s or something. And I'm sitting there scooping through Legos, and I look up, and Evie has built this house. Like her and Sarah were playing, and Evie had built this really cool looking house. And she's got like dogs in a pen, and she's got like she's playing in creative mode. She's got like a parakeet for a pet and all that stuff. And she's looking at these windows at her house, and it's just like it's like Alfred Hitchcock The Birds. There are these like freaking cockatoos just like trying to get into this house. And I'm like, what is going on at this house? Like Evie, what did you do? And she's like, oh, like it's creative mode. I just put a bunch of eggs out there and hatched like a bunch of birds and bees. I was like, birds and the bees, nice. And already she's starting at the age of 7 being cheeky. And S. Wilson says our daughter's nickname is Evie. Ah, cool. That's my daughter's name. And so these birds are like just inundating this house. So Evie's like, let me show you. And she walks outside and does like an aerial view of this house. And the house is surrounded by just bees and birds just attacking this house.
Goodness.
It's
That's
cool looking.
Horrifying.
It's kind of cool looking. And so they like she just planted it's creative mode. So she just put eggs everywhere and hatched all these animals. So this is where things get weird. Sarah is like, I'm gonna build a garden roof on the house. So she breaks a hole in the roof to like build a house, and then like a bee enters, and like another bee enters, and like two bees, and then two more, and then like a bird and like another bird. Next thing you know, like all of the birds and the bees have just like inundated the interior of the house. And they're like, Evie's like, I don't want too many. Kill him, Mom, kill him. And I'm like, Evie, like, don't kill him. Like, come on, like, just get him out of the house. And so we're all laughing because they're just getting in this house. And Sarah's like, fine, I'll build a door. So she builds a door on the roof. And then, like, the birds that are trapped outside are just, like, attacking this, like, door, trying to get in the house. And we're dying. Like, what did they do? Why are they so, like, trying to get into this house? Like, it makes no sense. And I'm sitting there digging through Legos, and all of a sudden I hear this, like, all this, like, terrible noise. Like, there's just a sudden massacre of, like, birds and bees. And I look up, and it's just murder killing all these bees and birds. And I'm like, guys, it's so awful. Like, Sarah's like, well, I can't build blocks. They're in my way. So I kill them. Jeez. But it's just, I'd never seen anything like that in Minecraft. Just, I don't know why they were trying to get into this house. It was cute.
It's weird because, like, when you sent the pictures, they kind of looked like skelly forts and stuff.
Oh, the one was Fort Legorado. I had that one from the Western series. So far, I built the general store and the bank set from the Western world. And then I built the sheriff set again that I had from the Western world. I'm trying to use, like, all the right bricks, and that's real tough. I'm missing a lot of the minifigs, which sucks.
Yeah.
The pirate ship I sent you was the Skull Eye Sculper.
Oh,
I think is what it's called.
okay.
And it's like, it was the largest Lego ship until the Imperial ship came out in 2001. But it's a really big boat. It's real cool. And I had a couple other, like, small pirate ships. Like, I had a treasure island with a skull that lifted up. And so I was building all these little sets for her because she has the elf sets. They've been discontinued, but Sarah's been buying the elf sets for her, and she has, like,
cool.
I think she's got most of them. So we're building like a Western elf castle. I also have, like, a really giant Lego castle and pirate kind of fantasy world, so she can set up all these little towns, and it's like this fantasy world. So we've been doing that since we have nothing else to do. But speaking of having a lot of time on one's hands, I wanted to, kind of keeping in the theme with things being lighthearted and fun, I wanted to talk about some of the longest games that like the longest games to beat. And we're going to do a couple different things. Like, we're going to talk about, I want to talk about, like, some of the like longest campaigns. We'll do the top 10 longest campaigns and then just ones for 100% completion. But we'll talk about the ones with the longest campaigns. And coming in at number 10 is apparently Elder Scrolls Tamriel with an 80-hour average campaign, which is...
Whoa.
Yeah. Monster Hunter 4...
Who has time for that?
We all do now, Vendor.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Well, it's been out for a long time. It's been out for a while now. Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate is an 83-hour average. Dragon Age Inquisition is 84-hour average. Did you beat Inquisition?
I put a lot more time into it than that.
Yeah. Well, this is just the main
83 hours. It was just the hinterlands.
But yeah, this is just like the main story. Like, main story.
Yeah, I put in 83 hours before I ever left the hinterlands.
Record of Aragest War is 87. I don't know. It's like a JRPG, I guess. Rainbow Moon has an average campaign time of 93 hours. This is number 6, by the way. Number 5, Persona 5, a 96-hour story.
I've heard really good things about that. I'm thinking about picking it up.
Maybe? No. Final Fantasy 12 has a 120-hour average campaign. Ark Survival Evolved, 131-hour average campaign.
Ark has a campaign?
Like, doesn't it have like the boss fighting things?
Yeah, I mean, I've only done one boss fight, and we did it in like 2 hours. So
Yeah, but all the time it took you to gear up to get to that point is what they're saying. From like when you land in the beach to gear up to beat all the bosses.
Oh, from beginning to start. I mean, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so Roller Coaster.
Actually, it would be more than that, but yeah.
Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 has 133 average. How? Is there a way to beat the game? Maybe there is. That game was cool. Whatever happened to Roller Coaster Tycoon, guys?
They're still making them.
Are they?
Yeah. They still make all kinds of tycoon games. Roller Coaster Tycoon, Zoo Tycoon.
Did you like Roller Coaster Tycoon?
I've never played it.
What? Oh, it's so fun.
Carla likes it, but I've never played it.
I loved it. Animal Crossing New Leaf is a 400-hour average.
Animal Crossing does not have a campaign.
What does it say here? Approximately 4 hours to get through is a bit of an outlandish statement. The game doesn't really offer a firm ending, though paying off the housing debt could roughly be interpreted as the game's overarching goal. So that's what they were saying. So I was just reading an article. But there's a website apparently called How Long to Beat.
I use that website sometimes when I'm just wondering. Sometimes I'm looking for something that I can finish. I want to know if I can finish this. and I'll check that website out.
And these are completion, fully complete. So these are all averages for 100%ing the game. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, 693 hours. Paltry. Monster Hunter Freedom Unite is 441 hours. Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind Game of the Year Edition is 399. Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, 397. Animal Crossing New Leaf, 388. Which, I don't know. These are all kind of estimates.
I put way more time into New Leaf than that.
Xenoblade Chronicles 10 is 285 hours. Fallout 4 made the list, Game of the Year Edition, at 228 hours to 100%. Elder Scrolls Skyrim, 224. Adventure Capitalist, 213 hours. And Witcher 3 at 188.
I would like to see Red Dead Redemption on there.
Yeah, I'm curious. Let's
or
look
Red
at
Dead
it.
Redemption 2. Because I easily put in...
Red Dead.
I don't know how I would check Rockstar.
If Fallout 4 was 288 hours average, I would say that 240 of those hours were just the Nuka World Carnival games.
The main story for Red Dead is 47 average. The main story plus extra DLC, I guess, or main story plus extra, 76.5. Completionist, 161 hours for Red Dead Redemption. Blah.
Really?
Yep.
Weak sauce.
according to howlongtobeat.com.
Yeah, I guess if you're focusing on the main storyline.
So, Shalene, what's the most amount of hours you've sunk into a game? What would be the longest?
Okay, are we talking cumulative or over a single playthrough session?
No, cumulative.
Oh gosh, that's tough. Probably, I want to say it's probably going to be probably Fallout 3.
Oh, okay. Really?
I've played Fallout 3 a bunch of times.
Huh. See, I would have thought the same for me, but it's not. Vendor, what about you? I think I know the answer.
I've put a lot of hours into Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, that was not what I was expecting you to say.
If I think back, and I've never played any online, but I've played a lot of Grand Theft Auto.
5.
I don't know
right?
how many hours it would be. All of them. If I think cumulatively.
One game, just one game.
One game.
Yeah.
I have 1,827 hours on record in Ark.
See, that's what I thought was your longest game played, which is a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of hours. That's 4 years of playing. 4 years of playing. So
did you ever break that down by day? How many days that was?
No. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. How many days is 1,827 hours? Oh wait, she's not working. Hey Siri. Fucking Apple. Oh, it's not working.
There's our split of tag. We finally earned it. I'll have to edit that out.
I'm sorry.
No. I think my longest was probably Fallout 4 at 600 and some odd hours, something like that.
I put a lot of hours into Fallout New Vegas. I'm probably at about 600 or 700 hours in Fallout New Vegas, but there's no way to tell.
Yeah, like a lot of those games were no, don't launch on this screen. A lot of those games were cumulative because like I played a lot on other consoles and stuff.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to see what I had in Fallout 4. Apparently, according to Steam, I've got 689 hours. That might be the longest.
How many hours do you have in No
And then,
Man's
of
Sky?
course, for Fallout 4, you have a lot of hours that weren't counted as well.
Nay?
Yeah, because you played before the game launched, and it didn't count any of those hours.
It was a day before.
I had 20 hours in before
probably.
the game launched.
What'd you say, No Man's Sky? 230. So, Elder Scrolls 24 hours, of course, that's the special edition, and I never played a lot on PC. That was like 300 hours on console. So, yeah. Well, folks, let us know in the chat what you think your longest game ever played is. Like, email us about it, too. Vendor, I think, is so far... I don't know. That's hard to beat. Over 1,000 hours in one game. I haven't put 1,000 hours in one game ever in my life.
And the funny thing is I've only done one boss fight. And like my achievements, I only have 11 out of the 32 achievements.
That's funny.
What have you done with your time?
It's because Ark is a sandbox for me. It's been more about a sandbox than it is actually playing the storyline. And Jess and I spent a lot of hours just hanging out, right? So yeah.
Raptor Red Ender says 3,000 hours he believes in Sims.
Yeah, who is the dude? The dude that got me into Ark. Rykor.
Noah.
Rykor has over 4,000 hours in Ark.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time. Speaking of time, our time is up here at Gamestack. Anyway, I'm not used to running this show. It's weird, guys. I don't know.
Well, you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Do you guys have anything else to plug?
Nah.
Just vendor, your charity stuff.
Yeah. If I'm streaming, check me out. If you guys want to donate, the link's on our page. Send us a social media message or Twitch or something like that. We'll get you the link.
Where would the good people find you streaming?
I'm over on twitch.tv/Vendertron. Sometimes I might stream on We Just Love Games too, just to switch it up a bit. But cool. Anybody is also welcome to become part of our team for this charity and promote it on their own streams. You're more than welcome to. Just send me a message.
Awesome. Cool. You can email us at the show. Tell us about the games you spent the longest time in, or just talk to us, hang out, send us messages at info@wejustlovegames.com. We appreciate any correspondence that we get. You can also tweet at us, I guess is the right lingo, at We Just Love Games on Twitter, at Shalene L, to talk to Shalene. You can tweet me at Rick McVick and Vendertron at VendertronN. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/WeJustLoveGames and /groups/WeJustLoveGames. Our Discord server link is below us. You can always join it. When you join, we will shout you out at the beginning of the show. Either here or on That Fallout Show, which happens to be next Friday. We record live 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here at twitch.tv/WeJustLoveGames. Next week, like I mentioned before, is That Fallout Show. And please come check us out for that. We're also on YouTube, iTunes, and Stitcher Radio, wherever you can find your podcast. Leave us a review on iTunes with some texty text, then 5 stars. We'll shout you out at the beginning of the show. Thank you so much for watching and participating in tonight's stream. Does anybody have a last word? Shalene? Venner? Shalene? Venner? Shalene?
Wash your hands.
I think my audio glitched again. Because it's not playing.
That's fine.
Bye.
Hello. Do, 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 do.
It's playing the video. Bye.